call me Mystic Mike because I predict these things.
Ricky Turcios takes on Alberto Montes this Saturday at UFC 326. And Alberto Montes is making his UFC debut. He had a second round Anaconda Choke over Carlos Calderon back in October of 2024 on Dana White's Contender series. So been out of the cage for a long time now, about a year and a half. Had a fight with Roberto Romero back in April of last year. Got canceled. Montes had to withdraw from that one. So taking on Ricky Turcios, who has the experience advantage, was on the Ultimate Fighter, has 5 fights in the UFC now. Both these guys, jiu-jitsu black belts and taekwondo black belts. And on paper, you would think that Tersios, equivalent skill set, more experience, you think that he'd be the better fighter, going to win this one. But I don't think that's the case. I do think that Tersios is going to be a test for Alberto Montes because in his Dana White's Contender Series fight, he did get controlled on the ground in the grappling for a little bit, almost got crucified at one point, but was doing a good job of fighting up to top position, locking in Anaconda Darce transitions for a while there. And looked good on the feet, straight punches, was defending takedowns for the most part along the fence as the fight progressed, and ended up securing the Anaconda Choke. So it looks like he is he's very savvy with the front choke series. Anaconda Darces has a few of those wins on his record. Also has pretty crispy striking, so I think that he's going to be the more clean technical striker. Good kicks, body kicks, has some good high kicks I saw on the regional scene. Just very clean striking, good movement, good counter striking ability. So I think that overall he's the more skilled fighter. But I do think there's some intangibles in Ricky Turcios that can make this an interesting fight. I think that he's kind of spastic at times, a little spazzy on the feet, but he does have really good scrambles. He's got good cardio, can push a high pace. He's tough. He was taking some big shots by Kevin Natividad, but was able to kind of just keep pressing forward. And he was able to win that fight by split decision. But he does show to be kind of susceptible to takedowns. But again, can get on a hip, pop back up, does a really good job of not really allowing guys to control him on the ground. So really good ability to stay safe for the most part and scramble back up to his feet. He has some wins over Dan Argueta, which is good. Dan Argueta is a really good wrestler. Split decision win over Brady Highstand. Went to a decision with Iman Zahabi. Lost, but that's some good experience that he has going 3 rounds with a really high-level guy who's been on a run as of late. Did get choked out by Raul Rosas Jr. and then coming off of a loss to Bernardo Sopai, who I think is good. He had a good fight against Vinicius Oliveira, but I feel like he's kind of undersized. And so if you're losing to a guy who's I think more skilled than you, but also undersized, and you're taking on a guy in Alberto Montes who I think is more skilled than you, and he's going to be closer to your size. He's going to be a little bit smaller, 5'7" to Ricky Turcios 5'9". He's going to be getting up 2 inches in reach. But I like Alberto Montes in this one. I think that he's going to be the better striker on the feet. I think he'll be able to deal with kind of the scrambling ability, the forward pressure, the takedown attacks of Ricky Turcios. I think he'll eventually find a submission in this one. I think Tersios could make it gritty. He is kind of awkward on the feet. I think he could find some success there, maybe crashing, get some takedowns, get some control time, win some rounds against Alberto Montes and get a decision in this one. Alberto Montes hasn't fought the best caliber of opponent, in my opinion. Did beat Carlos Calderon, who was 6-2 at the time. Kevin Garcia 10-4, but a 5-1, 2-2, 0-0s. He did beat an 8-2 guy. Richie Santiago had a really impressive Anaconda Choke over him, but was knocked out by a guy, Ira Lukowski, about 4 years ago, who was 2-0 at the time, but is now 3-4. So can be chinned. I do think there's some value on Ricky Turcios by submission or decision in this one, but I just can't trust him. On a 2-fight losing streak, losing to guys that are, legitimate fighters, Sopais, Raul Rosas Jr., Iman Zahabi, squeaking by on split decisions. So he could technically, if those decisions would have went the other way, be on a 5-fight losing streak right now. Lost to Manny Martinez on the regional scene, KO'd. Lost to Boston Salmon by decision on Dana White's Contender Series in his initial run, who's now 8-4. I got to go with Alberto Montes in this one. I think he's just a little bit more put together, a little bit better everywhere. I think the only opportunity for Ricky Turcios is to weaponize the cardio, look to grapple heavy, and a guy who's has been out of the cage for a while, making his UFC debut, probably going to have some jitters, might have an adrenaline dump or two. So I'm going to go with Alberto Montes, though. I think that he can wear the storm of Ricky Turcios, be landing the better strikes, and I think that Ricky Turcios, he's going to not be getting the success on the feet that he wants, going to be shooting takedowns, and I think in those transitions, I can see Alberto Montes defending the takedown, snapping them down, getting on top, and hunting these front choke series. So I'm going to go with Alberto Montes. I think that he can get this one done by Anaconda or Darce choke in the second round. Thanks.